Okay, we just walked out of
The
The Lodge. Hope didn't know the title or genre, which was fun. What'd you think?
I didn't like it.
Me neither. Clay?
I thought it was interesting.
Don't put it there. Sorry. Thought it was interesting?
Yeah, it was like
Well, before we spoil it, I give it 3 or 4 out of 10.
Oh god, man, it was better than that.
What? You'd give it a 5 or up?
Yeah, 5, or maybe a 6,
Maybe a 4.
maybe 5.
You?
I was gonna say 4 because I think it's a little better than Underwater. Had more to it.
See, I thought they were kind of the same.
Kind of the same.
I just thought like
Oh, it was probably better than Underwater.
I think it's a 4 because then we give Little Women a 5.
Oh yeah, this
Little
definitely
Women's
gets a
5.
4.
This is a 4.
Okay, so it's a 4. It's not
Just
good.
compared it to
Yeah, you can ignore it. But anyway, from here on out, it's spoilers. So what were you gonna say?
I thought it was filmed pretty well, like the cinematography. It just looked really pretty. I wonder what you would give a movie that's like filmed poorly but has good feels. You know what I mean?
Filmed poorly but has good feels.
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Like they had a good camera. It looked like they were well thought out shots.
Yeah.
It just didn't really come together.
Yeah, I can see why you said that when the shots were pretty. Like there were a lot of wide shots I thought were really good, but I thought a lot of it was kind of unmotivated and took me out of it. And there was one in particular, like when they were out on the ice, right before she fell in. Do you remember when she had the mom's hat? At the end of that little bit, they cut to the master, and the master was really pretty. And they had like the trees in the background. And I was like, and it's because we've been watching so many movies lately where they just hold and let like the whole scene play out and they don't cut around. Like last night we just watched Midnight in Paris and they just do that like the whole time. That I thought I would have liked that scene if it was all on that master. But like the cutting between like, oh, it's your mom's hat, like all this stuff, and I was like, that was like a real moment. And if we had just watched from the master that all play out, and it's probably just because we've been seeing so many movies lately that are just doing that are just like letting the master show everything, that I kind of felt like I was kind of mad at a lot of the close-ups, but it did look good.
Yeah, a lot of the close-ups were like the person was in the like front, and there was a lot of space behind. I don't know if that makes sense. Like they took up like a third of the screen, and then 2/3 was like not them, and there was like space behind them, and that's something that like CW shows do a lot. Like it reminded me a lot of Riverdale.
Or like Supernatural or something.
Yeah, where it just like, I don't know, some of the focus just felt like, ooh, this looks neat, and I don't know, something about it didn't feel, I don't know if professional, like it was professional, I don't know, some of it felt a little silly, like they were trying to be creepy instead of like showing you what was happening, I guess.
Yeah.
But some of it was really pretty.
All in all,
I liked the snow.
Yeah. My biggest complaint, I was saying to Clay when we walked out, is just like, it's not scary to cut to a hallucination and go with a piano. Like, it's just, first of all the scary, like when it started becoming like, oh, this movie's just going to be dream sequences of her creeping herself out
really
until
boring.
the climax, I was like, this is how you make something boring and like uneventful and stupid. So I didn't like that. And then all just like the regular horror sounds are just, there was no actual situation or gravity on the ground where it was like, oh, this is like I'm scared to be here. I was like really waiting for the ending pretty early on, especially when we hit like plot point 1, and it was like, okay, I get it's a plot point, but it wasn't like a big scene, you know, like the dad left. He was like, you stay here, and I was like, but there wasn't like a scene. It was just like we're moving into the next act, but it wasn't entertaining at all. And then the same thing with the midpoint, where it was like she started to realize like this is crazy, everything's missing, and it was still like not like, there weren't like big scenes that really set you into the, like, oh, that was a scene when we like were sent into the second act or into the third act. It was all just, I was just bored. It just wasn't very entertaining.
Yeah.
Dream sequences and horror sounds are just so boring for a horror movie. And that's kind of how I felt the whole time.
Yeah, it was like a series of intrigues and a series of letdowns, right? That's what it felt like for me.
Yeah.
Including the ending. It's just
Yeah.
like, okay, I guess it's over.
Yeah, and that ending, like I was saying earlier, that
wanted
kid,
more.
that was so stupid that he was like handcuffed for no reason. Like, I mean, like just not doing anything about the situation. That was unbelievable.
There was-
That, to me, is a little believable because I think you'd be surprised at how paralyzed people get from fear, and just especially kids. Like you just never know.
For
but
some
maybe
part of it, but it
maybe
went on
based
for
on
so
his
long.
previous actions.
Well, I was
in the
gonna say,
movie.
like, you can always rationalize like why someone behaves a certain way, but the characters were just so weak that like it didn't mean anything about who he is or about who they
Yeah,
are,
That's a good point.
that they made the decisions that they made. The entire movie, like
Yeah.
it was there wasn't a lot of depth to anything. It was just they were sad and vengeful about their mom, and she was crazy, and like that was the whole thing. Like there was
Yeah.
no further depth about like humanity or like
Mhm.
those specific people. Like
Yeah.
it was just kind of flat and boring.
Yeah, and I think that's a good idea for a twist almost, is the kids were fucking with her, but it just wasn't revealed very interestingly.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like them going down and like you seeing that they stole all this
That's
stuff.
what I'm saying. It was like
I was like-
intriguing the whole time. I was like interested. What's going on? And then it was just all let down. Yeah.
I think it would have been interesting if they had revealed that sooner and we got to see both sides of it.
Yeah, there was something there too.
Because then, like, we didn't get much of their motivation at all. Like, if they had really got into, like, their despair and, like, mourning over their mom and stuff, like, that could have been interesting.
Mhm.
But, and maybe that's what they were trying to do with showing the beginning. Kind of as soon as the mom killed herself, I, like, wasn't on the same side as the writers. Like, something about the way that they showed it, I just was like, oh, like, you're just showing us stuff to, like, try to make us feel, and it didn't feel genuine. It felt
Yeah,
forced. And
I
I
can see
don't know
that.
why, because, like, you had said something similar about Midsummer, where, like, they showed
Oh.
that
Yeah.
suicide in the beginning, but this hit me so differently, where I was just like, this feels made up and dumb, where that felt so...
Ari Aster hurt movies like this for me because he
Yeah.
does it so strongly
Yeah.
that now when you just show a suicide on screen, it feels distasteful
Yeah.
as opposed to somebody like him.
I was
You
really...
don't agree?
Oh, I just remember that scene was brutal in Midsummer. So.
Yeah, it was, but I
I don't know.
I don't want
like-
to say I liked how... Well, I did like how brutal it was. Like, I liked that scene.
For some reason, that didn't feel distasteful, and this
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
And I don't know why exactly. Like, I can't pinpoint it, but something about...
It's not treated as horribly as Ari Aster treated it.
Yeah. And, like, because he had already built such strong characters in that, like, one scene of them
Yeah.
arguing over the phone, like, you already were, like, invested in and believed their world.
Yeah.
And so when that happened, you, like, believed it and it was real. And this,
Yeah.
it wasn't built
Yeah.
as well. The characters weren't as good. I think maybe that's it.
Mm.
Just felt made up.
I'm
and
surprised that the mom
shocking.
never like. I thought she was gonna be like haunting them. in
Yeah,
some
me
sort
too.
of
I thought
way,
that's
like-
where the
I thought
movie
that
was
too.
going.
I felt like it would have gave that scene a little more purpose. Like just
Yeah.
her look as soon as like when she like smiled
Uh-huh.
at the dad, I was like, oh okay, that's gonna I'm gonna see that look later. Like, and it just never
Yeah.
never happened.
It almost would have been cool if she was, like, telling the kids to do that stuff.
Yeah,
or
it
something.
didn't-
I don't know.
It
Yeah,
just didn't
that
pay off at
that
all.
entire thing didn't really pay off as much. It could have just started without it.
It could have.
Um,
It might have actually been better if it had just started and, like, we kind of knew that their mom killed herself, and, like, they were grieving and they were mad at the girlfriend, but we didn't, like, totally know the full story, you know,
Mhm.
like, and it had been revealed over time. That would have been more
Yeah.
interesting, and it would have made their, like, anger at the girlfriend, like, more valid in a way, or seem
Yeah.
more interesting, because we would have learned about it over time.
yeah.
I don't know.
I thought there were a lot of like scary ideas happening that just weren't being done very well. Like because they would just cut away and be like, "Oh, it was haunting for a second, but the movie's going to keep going on." So when she
Yeah.
looked out the window and saw all those snow angels, I was like, "That is so scary and I'm not that scared."
Yeah.
You know? I was like, isn't this like in the Blair Witch Project, they were going around and like finding little things around their camp, and I just remember being like, like these ones are so scared. Why are those things there? You know, like, and it was because it was real and the way they filmed it. This, like, if you just look out the window and you play the violin, and then you just cut to the nighttime, and it's like that was scary. It's just it doesn't make the area scary because they're just
Do you
gonna
think
cut
it
away.
was because it was from the perspective of the crazy person
Yes.
and the villain almost?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a lot of it was trying to be that. You know, it was trying to be from her perspective, but it for whatever reason or however they were doing it, it took away from the horror for me. It took away from the scare. I was like, yeah, okay, here's the, like, when she woke up and was like, and she fell through the ice, I was like, this is boring because she's going to wake up and then we're going to get 5 seconds of her laying in bed.
Yeah.
Like, that was weird. And then we're going to get her down in the kitchen making food. And it just, like, did that, you know? I was just like, yeah, it was just boring.
Yeah. Yeah, if they had showed you, like, if they had shown her start to believe it and the kids not realize that that's what was happening, that would have been so much scarier, I guess.
Yeah.
If you were like, oh my god, the stakes are rising and they don't know it, and, like, that's bad.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been really, like, that idea is really tense. Like, that's what was happening, but we just didn't know. Like, we were on this journey of her, like, having hallucinations and stuff instead of, like,
Yeah.
the reality of the situation becoming that dark and awful.
Yeah. Like you said, a lot of things being let down. Like, that whole, like, the kid pretending to kill himself, like, all of that could have been really crazy, especially if she had started to figure it out and call them out on it, and you're like, is she figuring out the truth that these kids are fucking with her? Or
Yeah.
is she seeing more crazy things? You know, like, what if she had found evidence that he was pretending to hang? Instead, like, the payoff was we were just kidding. And I was like, I don't feel that either.
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of like a letdown, but those are
Yeah.
big deals.
I know.
That's why I was interested. I remember
Yeah.
I really wanted to know what was going on, and then like the reveals kept being like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh my god, and the ending. That was such a Quiet Place ending. If you're gonna be
Oh.
this movie, you know, just like give us the ending.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not saying you need to show the kids getting shot. I'm just saying, like, the cut to black, I was like, this is stupid.
It was really uncinematic too.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the reason they didn't show it was because
Table.
it's so distasteful. Like the whole premise, you know, like
Yeah.
you can't really show that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know why you set out to make a movie
Like this.
with that premise. Well, with that you know, something like that. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
There's certain things in the ideas that are horror fun, you know, but
Yeah.
God, we could have talked about the other one for like an extra 20 minutes.
I know.
We saw
Portrait
of the Lady on Fire today, and that one was so good.
Mm.
But should we read some good reviews and rail on them? Are you still recording on that phone? Can you look at online?
You guys read
We want
I was
to
thinking
more.
of trying.
good reviews of the movies you think are bad?
Yeah, or bad reviews of the
The
movies
movies
we think
we
are
think
good.
are good.
But when the movie's good like that, like Portrait of the Lady on Fire, we're just like blah 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 blah, blah.
Yeah.
Symbolism and blah blah. Yeah. God, how many more horror movies are we gonna see like this where we just like get? It's like how The Lodge too. It's like saying The Cabin in the Woods, but snow. You know, like,
Yeah.
It's just like The Lodge. They go out spooky.
It has
and-
a 71 on Rotten.
Ron's so stupid.
63 on Metacritic though. Like that's not bad.
Let's read some of these morons giving it a 90. We shouldn't say morons.
Jeez. That
Yeah.
seems fair. 60. That's about right.
What?
I guess I mean.
Oh. Yeah.
That's a little too good.
Well, think Transformers gets like 50, so like 40 sometimes.
Yeah. Leaps and bounds between the first Transformers and all the others, though,
Yeah,
I think.
that one got higher.
Oh,
I
and
was just
critics
put-
as well? I meant in my own opinion. What does it say?
While The Lodge isn't as hardy as the horror films it desperately wants to emulate, the filmmakers have concocted a heavy stew of emotions, left on a low simmer. Got a 4 out of 5 from that
Thanks
guy.
for saying nothing.
I know.
Give us like a
I'll
one that
full
thinks it's
review.
amazing.
Okay.
This guy just likes to hear
Not too
himself
many,
right.
Yeah.
Jeez, you guys are brutal.
Did you hear that?
Go with
Didn't say
themselves.
anything. I don't think there's anything else. Anything else you liked about it? The music was dull because it was just horror, like filler music.
Okay, let's read what this guy did. Oh, what was that organ scene supposed to be? Remember when the organ got really loud?
Yeah, that was
Hated
nuts.
it.
And she just went upstairs?
Hurt my ears.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
It was a very
Oh, it's
religious
really long.
film.
Yeah.
I mean, even the house, that one house was shaped like a cross. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
The Lodge, a deft,
really
vivid
trying.
work of careful horror.
Ooh. I'm
Uh,
intrigued.
I don't think this is going to be interesting enough.
No,
No.
maybe we should look these up
This
beforehand.
is not, however, a case of callous treatment from the filmmakers. the writing definitely hands protagonist duties off between Mia and the children.
Yeah.
The
That was the
cinematography
biggest
makes
problem, I
excellent
think.
use
Really?
of confining oppressive space.
You think that was the biggest problem? You don't think that could have just been done well, or?
I don't know. When I think of horror movies, I think of following the protagonist
But he
because
said-
it's scary to see. We.
Mia and the children.
we're-
He meant Grace and the children. He didn't even watch them.
Oh, Grace and the children. Grace.
Yeah.
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 That's funny.
Yeah,
Mia's
you're
the
right.
girl.
Perspective and the role it plays, especially on
It was just
horror.
confusing. Like at one point, the kids felt like the bad guys for a second because she was, but then like I don't know. It was weird.
I guess
Yeah.
it does help to have. Well, and that's why I think if they had done like it parallel, like us seeing both sides, that would have been so much more tense. Like they would have both been each other's villains, and like that's more interesting. I don't know.
Mhm.
Because the kids were the bad guys. Like, fuck those kids for, like,
Yeah, that's the first thing I
gaslighting her.
said.
But also, like, I don't know. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, but it just didn't pay off as well.
No.
The kids really should have been
Yeah, just make the kids the bad
like,
guys.
the total
That would have
fuck-ups,
been
like, they
cool.
completely fucked up.
Yeah, they did the worst thing they could have done. Ugh.
All right. Favorite part. What's your guys' favorite part of that movie?
What was with that other cabin in the snow?
The one shaped like the cross.
Yeah.
It was
I don't
her
know.
hallucinations. It's all just pointless.
No, I don't know if it was her seeing it like a cross or if it wasn't even there at all. I really don't know.
Yeah, I think she's just
Or the
going-
dude inside it. It didn't look like the dude.
It was
Her
her father.
dad?
It was her
It
Was
father.
her dad?
Was
Yeah.
it? It didn't look like him.
I think he had a
Oh.
bigger beard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My favorite part. I don't know. There's some things that were freaky, especially when I thought the kid killed himself.
That was freaky. But what what was the dollhouse lodge supposed to be?
Oh yeah, the dad looked at it at the end and was like,
And like got the clue that
Yeah,
things
like-
are going bad.
yeah, like what?
I don't know.
That threw me off. I thought that we were gonna get a bunch of. Thought something crazy was.
I
Gonna
thought
be
he was gonna be
revealed.
like having done this whole thing
Yeah,
or
like
something.
I thought something crazy was going on. That's why it was
that
such
would
a
have been a
letdown.
cool twist. The dad was behind all
Yeah.
of
I
it.
really thought a twist was coming.
Me
and
too,
It was just
and
like
then
this slow reveal of micro twists that never really amounted to.
Yeah.
That's a good
But
way to
why
put it.
yeah, why did it cuz it showed the kid like fake hanging himself and it had repent on the wall of the dollhouse.
Mhm.
Like and the dad saw that. Like why? I don't understand.
Why did that happen?
Oh, was that the mom doing that?
Was the mom actually haunting them?
They just never showed her. Well, yeah, I mean, she was.
Or was she moving the stuff in the dollhouse trying to
Did the
tell
mom
the dad?
haunt the crazy girl to get her to kill the dad?
I don't think so. I think the mom was in their house that she killed herself in, doing stuff at the lodge. Maybe that was it. Like
oh, so she was given clues.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
How would the dad be in on any of this? He was
Because
so
the writers
clueless.
just fucking made it up as they go.
Dude, the dad was really annoying as an actor.
Yeah.
Like, I believed the mom more when they were having that argument in the kitchen, and I just didn't like his reactions and
Right
stuff.
from the beginning when he opened the door and
Yeah.
he was talking to them, I was like, I just don't believe him at all. I don't
Yeah.
know what it is.
Yeah, he looked
I
like a
hate to
Calvin
shit
Klein
on
model.
actors, but
Yeah.
yeah, I just
I
wasn't
didn't
feeling
believe
it.
it. God, I hated those shots when they were talking.
I know.
These like slow moving towards them, the cuts from the wide to the close up.
It
I was
was
like,
really
this is
weird.
unmotivated camera. Like, this was kind of a
Weird.
mess.
I thought the actress that played Grace was better, actually.
Grace? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
she
did
was.
A
She was
good
a good
job
actress.
for what she had to do.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
She was
She-
good. The kids were good.
Kids
I
were
thought-
pretty good.
I could feel her frustration at the kids, like and how normal it was.
Yeah.
She wasn't overly freaking out, and she
Mm-mm.
wasn't like oblivious. She just
Mhm.
felt like regular progression of like frustration with
And that's hard to write, too.
No, she
They
did a great job. I can't remember what else she's in, but she's good.
Yeah.
All right, we did
Um,
20 minutes of this movie.
Yeah.
That's it. Not very good.
You're not gonna say your favorite part?
Oh.
I can't think
I
of
don't
one.
think I have
don't know.
one.
Like the potential. What was your favorite part? The shots?
Yeah, I just really like some of those shots. I don't know what the camera was really nice to look at.
Her coming
It
back
was.
with the dog was really
Imagery.
sad.
That was
And
I
I,
thought of
like-
that too. That's so weird.
Yeah.
It's like, that can't be my favorite thing.
I don't think it was my.
It was just something.
It's weird to call it your favorite part, but
Yeah.
there was something like really real and sad about it.
Like, oh,
When
there
she-
she comes with the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When she first like started looking for the dog, Clay and I were like, the dog's dead, right? Like,
Yeah, of
"No,
course.
the dog's fucking alive.
Dude, when she put the food outside, I was like,
Yeah, that was
nobody,
it.
Like, nobody said Tom. Like, the dog is just frozen under the snow somewhere.
Like, if you're putting it out there, like,
Oh god.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you think the dog is out there, like he's dead. So he's
Yeah.
either inside or dead.
Yeah.
like, what are you doing?
Oh man.
Oh, so yeah, when
Okay.
the dog was growling at night, he was growling at Grace, sleepwalking, not the
Yeah.
haunting mom.
No.
Wait. Okay. Yeah.
Which makes it, that's why it made more sense that it was a haunting ghost and not Grace, because the dog wouldn't growl at Grace. That's why I thought somebody else is walking around.
Mhm.
Because why would the dog growl at Grace?
Yeah.
I thought the dog was growling at Mom being there.
But she
The
wasn't
haunted?
there.
Yeah.
See, okay, you think the haunting was happening.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm a little confused.
Could have been the kid. I don't know.
Oh, the kids! They
They were
were
doing
stealing all the
stuff.
shit out of her room.
Yeah.
That's right. Fucking kids.
But why would they go downstairs where the dog was? I don't know.
Remember, they put everything in the basement.
Oh right. It's probably that.
It's probably the kids.
Yeah.
So then we were supposed to make it, like, make us think it's Grace. It's the
Maybe.
best movie ever.
Alrighty. Yeah, I
That's
think it's
it.
a 4 for me.
Yeah, probably
5.
4. Just be a dick.
No,
You like part.
it seems like I thought it was a little more interesting than you guys did.
Yeah, I was pretty bored.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.